If there is one mindset technique that I recommend more than all the other ones, it's hands down visualization.
When people talk about visualization,
how does visualization help with that?
You wrote a lot about visualization.
Visualizing.
I visualized.
Visualized.
My dreams and visualizing kind of really played a role in making me motivated and helping me achieve the goals that I had.
It is everything for me. I literally sat down 2-3 months before and I've made a decision in my head that practicing regularly, there are visuals running in my head, me dominating that bowler.
I had to envision it, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. So not only did I envision it so much, so clearly and so precisely in my head that I'm here now.
And visualization is it's a huge factor in improving technical skills.
When you focus on something and you really want it and you dream about it and you think about it and you visualize it, things can really happen in your life.
Visualization still can actually cause a rewiring of the brain beneficially.
I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car and visualizing good things in times of struggle.
He had done it 1,000 times in his head. He had warmed up in backstage. He had heard the crowd. He had smelt the arena. He had seen the audience. He would really immerse himself in the fight night. So by the time fight night came along, he used to walk in going, yeah, this is my 1,000th time doing it.
Kids are amazing when it comes to visualizing. Adults, not so much. I mean, think about it. Back when you were a kid, you have this big, huge imagination, and you can do anything, right? But then the older you get, that's when either teachers or parents or other people start putting labels on us, telling us we can and what we cannot do and how, that's never going to work out in the future. And, hey, you should get a real job, right? And it's like at the end of the day, that just kind of keeps us in this small little bubble. So what I want you to do as the remainder of this video progresses is pop that bubble. Right? I give you permission to pop that bubble and start exploring your own imagination. It is the most greatest tool that we all have. And most importantly, like I said earlier, it is the best part about, working on your mindset. It's hands down one of the best techniques that you can use is visualization. Meditation is great, affirmations are great, scripting and journaling is great, gratitude's great, but visualizing really helps you get focused and in alignment with your goals. And I'll explain more about that. See, we all have in our brains an RAS, your reticular activating system. And fun fact, that RAS doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's imaginary. But nonetheless, right, hear me out. Your RAS, whatever it is that it is focused on, you're going to start attracting it more into your life, right? You're going to be more observant, more aware. And if you don't believe me, all I want you to do is the next time that you drive to and from work, before you actually get in and start the car, close your eyes and just think about a blue car and ask yourself, okay, how many blue cars can I see on the way to work? I bet you anything, you're going to see so many blue cars. Why? Because for starters, you're thinking about it. You close your eyes, it's inside your noggin, right? You're thinking about that blue car. And second, you're asking yourself a question, right? So your mind has to think, okay, I need to figure out an answer to this. So you're asking, how many blue cars can I find on my way to work? You might find some blue cars parked in a parking lot. You might find some blue cars out on the road when you're driving to and from work. Like regardless, your brain, your RAS is more aware over finding those blue cars simply because why? You've programmed it to. You have literally signaled to your RAS, hey, think about this blue car. And then you asked a simple question, which is now getting your whole entire mind thinking, which is, hey, how many blue cars can we find? So now you're going to be more aware of that. Another reason why I like visualizing so much is because there's not a lot of time invested into it. You can visualize for a few minutes to, 10 minutes, and you can even break this up to multiple times throughout the course of the day. I like to visualize personally first thing in the morning when I get done with my gratitude journal. And once again, that is just writing down the things I'm grateful for. And I'm just taking a few quick minutes to just close my eyes and just mentally think about, okay, if this is my goals, how would my life be like if I already had success at achieving my goals? But you mix that with the gratitude now as, okay, what would I be grateful for if I already had success at achieving my goals? Because now I'm combining the two. Same thing with, let's just say, after I get done meditating, what would be my life if I just got done, having success, achieving my goals, and I just got done meditating if I'm already this person I'm trying to become? When you start doing things like this, it really makes a world of a difference. And so when it comes to visualization, there's always going to be two different ways that you can visualize. The outcome, which is the goals that you already achieved, or the process. And I typically do both. So for example, with me recording these episodes and, having the Heartletics podcast, sometimes right when I get done with my shower, I'll just literally be in the shower, close my eyes, and I'm once again mentally visualizing myself as, okay, I'm about to go record this new podcast episode, but how would my life be like if I already had success? If I already had, this huge big podcast, this huge big YouTube channel, going in with those intentions, getting ready to record today's episode, what would it be like, And by you just simply doing this, it makes such a world of a difference. In fact, I was actually thinking about this before I started recording this episode, is I was doing this back when I was a kid. I had this big, huge imagination, and I loved playing sports, especially basketball growing up. And I remember spending hours in my backyard just shooting hoops. But every time I was playing basketball, I thought of myself as Allen Iverson. He was my favorite NBA player growing up. And I loved the way that he was just, his dribbling, his crossovers, his shots. And I would just mentally visualize myself as I was shooting the basketball as if I was Allen Iverson. Now, this is the most important thing that I want you to understand. To really make sure that visualization starts to work for you in your favor, you need to feel it, which means that you need to get your senses involved, right? You need to be able to see it. You need to be able to hear it. You need to be able to touch it, to taste it, to smell it. You got to get those senses involved, because at the end of the day, anybody can think about their dream life, but why is it that there's not a lot of people actually living it? So to communicate with your subconscious mind, and most importantly, your heart as well, you need to get all your senses involved. So now what I want you to do next is go grab a pen and paper and write down these questions that I'm going to ask you. And first off, answer them on paper. But then I want you to replay this video. And I want you to go through the process of just closing your eyes and really feeling it as to if you already had success at reaching your goals. The first question is to figure out what are your goals, and be precise. Be specific on this one. If let's say you want to lose another 10% of your body fat, write that down. If let's say you want to have six-pack abs, write that down. Because at the end of the day, once again, going back to the RAS, if you're just like, oh, I want to lose some weight, well, guess what? If you lost 2 pounds, technically you hit your goal. But I don't think you're going to be very happy at the end of the day if you just only lost 2 pounds. So when it comes to your goals, have that imagination, right? Remember, pop the bubble. Don't get stuck in your little comfort zone. Have some fun with this and actually write out your goals. So now that we already have our goals already laid out and they're very specific, now let's get our senses involved so we can really make sure that we feel the process when we visualize. So let me ask you some questions. And for starters, let's talk about vision first, sight, right? If let's say you're staring at yourself in the mirror and you had your shirt off, well, how would you look? And just once again, write that down. Spend some time focusing on, okay, if I already had six-pack abs, if I already was at, let's say, 12% body fat or 10% body fat, if I already had all this energy, remember, you want to write this down. So once again, let me ask you a question. If you were staring at yourself in the mirror, how would you look? And just write that down on a piece of paper and be as specific as possible. Now, the second sense is to get your hearing involved. And for this one, I want you to think about maybe you haven't seen a friend or a family member in quite some time. Maybe it's been a few months or who knows, maybe even a year or two. But regardless, you happen to see them. And the first thing that they are saying to you is, man, you look great. How much weight have you been losing? Like, you look amazing. What have you been doing? Do you have any tips and tricks for me? So you can hear, right, the excitement in their voice. And remember, try to get as specific as possible. So if you actually know this person and let's just say the sound of their voice, it's very easy for you to visualize that even better. For the third sense, let's actually feel it. So just imagine that your significant other or your spouse, they're feeling on your chest. Maybe they're feeling on your abs. Who knows? Maybe even your kids are, feeling on your biceps, or, you're having a little gun show with the kids itself and, you're touching your biceps and you're flexing for them and they're flexing right back at you. have fun with it. Because if you can once again get crystal clear on that scene in your mind, right? Your RAS, you're visualizing correctly. But most importantly, if you think about it, if let's say your spouse is touching your chest or your abdominals or your kids are, grabbing your biceps, or maybe you're grabbing your biceps, you're feeling it. You're touching your muscles. You're getting those senses involved, and that's what we want to do here. The fourth sense is going to be taste. And I know you're thinking like, how do you taste, having six-pack abs and, losing a whole bunch of body fat and having more energy and more confidence? Hear me out. Let's say that you're going on a nice date, right? Anniversary dinner or something like that, and you decide to go to your favorite restaurant. But this time, you're going to your favorite restaurant and you're wearing your favorite shirt. And this shirt you haven't been able to fit into in quite some time because maybe you're a little bit too big. But now all of a sudden, hey, you're able to fit in that shirt, you're going to your favorite restaurant, and now you're tasting maybe your favorite meal. Or maybe you're going out to a really nice restaurant because it's a celebration that you finally have success at reaching your goals. And you can taste, what is those foods that you're consuming, or maybe the beverages that you're drinking. But regardless, you're getting that scene mapped out in your head that, hey, you're wearing your favorite clothes, or it's a celebration because you're finally able to have success at reaching your goals. Fifth sense, we're going to talk about smelling. So what I personally like to do, and for most people, this is pretty easy. Most people, they know what a beach kind of smells like, the sand, right? You can also hear the water, everything like that that's involved, right? Even just stepping on the sand, right? And with your feet, it's a great scene for anybody to start visualizing that. They understand that. But now think about it. As you're sitting there, or maybe playing with your kids, at the beach, and you're able to smell the aroma of you being at the beach, maybe this go around, you have your shirt off. Maybe this go around, you have those six-pack abs. Maybe you're actually, tossing the football with your kids, or, running with them in the sand, and you got all this energy, and once again, your shirt's off. More confidence, right? Like you got the body that you desire. You got your dreams, right? And the reason why I'm telling you this is because we just went through a little exercise of getting all your senses involved, but most importantly, it started with you thinking about your goals. It started with you mapping out and being very specific on your goals that you want to have success with. Now, whether you're using those questions that I just asked you or you decide to make up your own, what I want you to do next is just spend some time closing your eyes, okay? And cut out all distractions if you can, right? So put on some binaural beats, have your phone on Do Not Disturb. And like I said, close your eyes and focus on your breath. And it's a very simple exercise. All I want you to do is breathe in through your nose 6 to 8 seconds. Okay? Hold it anywhere from 4 to 5 seconds and then release out of your mouth 6 to 8 seconds. Okay? That's one round. If let's say you can do anywhere from 10 to 20 of those rounds where you're breathing in 6 to 8 seconds, you're holding it for about, 4 to 6 seconds, and then you're releasing out of your mouth 6 to 8 seconds, guess what? You're going to be in a really calm place right there. And then especially if you have, once again, no distractions. So maybe you have some, noise canceling headphones, some binaural beats or some lo-fi beats where there's no lyrics. It's just some nice melodies, and you have your eyes closed the entire time. Start thinking about what we just talked about. Those questions. How would you look? How would you feel? Start thinking about your goals. Whatever you can have in your head playing as this scene. And by all means, it doesn't have to be just one scene. I just gave you a few different examples right there. It could be multiple ones, all different scenarios. But that's what I recommend you start doing. And most importantly, doing this on a daily basis. If you could do it first in the morning, guess what? It sets the intentions for the rest of the day. If you could do it right before you go to sleep, that also helps as well. Because at the end of the day, remember, visualizing doesn't have to be this crazy woo-woo, new age type deal. It's as simple as just using your imagination. That's it. And at the end of the day, I'm giving you permission to pop that bubble. Don't let anybody discourage you and say, well, you shouldn't be thinking that way, or that's not going to happen. And most importantly, get your ego out of the way too. Don't let that bad wolf start talking negatively to you, saying like, hey, that's not going to work, and you can't do that, and oh, this whole process is going to be so long. No. Remember, just focus on the end and try to get all those feelings involved. Now let me give you 4 techniques that you can really start to use to help you when it comes to visualizing yourself being successful at reaching your goals, but most importantly, keeping you in alignment with where you're trying to get to, gazing your focus back on your goals. Now keep in mind that these techniques are to just help you stay in alignment and help you stay more focused on your goals. That's all. The first one is to create a vision board. This could be a physical vision board. This could be also just changing your computer desktop with different images, or it could be your phone, the wallpaper, or who knows, maybe if you want to save a bunch of different images and have a photo album that's on your phone that you can swipe through, that's once again different images that maybe you found on the internet that's in alignment with your goals. That's all it's trying to do. Whether it's the physical board, whether it's your desktop, whether it's your phone, whether it's a photo album that you're swiping through, it's getting into your RAS, that reticular activating system, that hey, this is what we want to focus more on. The second technique, which I really recommend, is go to YouTube and type in guided visualization meditation. Find one that sticks with you. There's all different types. There's probably millions of them out there. Different voices. Some are ladies, some are guys. There's ones that are 5 minutes long. There's ones that are like 45 minutes long. Regardless, find one that works with you. Test them out. Figure out some ones that says, you know what, whoever this voice is that's on the other end of this YouTube video, how they're guiding you through the process, is it actually helping you stay focused, right? And you can visualize, once again, your goals. Find one that sticks with you and try your best to do that daily if you can, because that helps out a lot. The third technique is going to be affirmations. And personally, I love affirmations. It even says in the Bible, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are found in the power of the tongue. And we got to make sure that we are speaking life. We got to make sure that we're empowering ourselves. So at the end of the day, what are some affirmations that you can say maybe on your health and fitness journey? For starters, you can say something like, I am so confident and so worthy in my own skin. That's going to help you out big time. You can also use what we like to send over to our members at Heartletics, which is a little affirmation card, which I'll simply read to you. The first one is, I'm in the process of becoming the best version of myself. The second is 1% better every single day. Small changes over time lead to big results. And then the third, which is my favorite, I love myself for who I am and who I am becoming. And once again, having your own specific affirmations that are personalized for you, the objective is to get you in alignment with your goals and helping you stay more focused on them. And the fourth technique is to create a manifesto for yourself. And a manifesto is just a personalized, small little paragraph, one or two, that's once again getting you in line with your goals. How I personally like to create one is, if you already had success at achieving your goals, what would be something that you could say to yourself as a daily reminder to affirm, to declare that, hey, I'm here. I already had success at achieving my goals, but why is it worthwhile for me? And let's say if you're on your health and fitness journey, that could be something like, I am so happy and grateful now that I have my dream body. I wake up every day and I have tons of energy. I come home from work and I still have tons of energy. I'm so happy that I get to eat the foods that I love and still maintain a lean body fat percentage. It's once again a personalized affirmations / declaration to yourself. And it's created in this manifesto form where it's 1 or 2 paragraphs that you can read every single day to yourself. And it's once again, the sole purpose is to get you in alignment with your goals. So those are 4 different techniques that you can just start to try out. That's once again going to help you when it comes to your visualization process. Because now, hey, if you start off the day and you're focused on your goals, it's getting inside your RAS. When you spend those 5-10 minutes of just closing your eyes, visualizing, once again, you having success at reaching your goals, or you in the process, maybe you're doing something of you reaching your goals, it's going to be so more crystal clear than if it's just like, okay, hey, let me just imagine myself, having 6-pack abs, but you never actually put the time in. You never actually practiced. You never actually asked yourself the right questions. You never got your senses involved. Guess what? Odds are you might never have success at reaching your goals. So try this out, but most importantly with anything, it requires action. So don't just sit there and meditate and wish that you had 6-pack abs. but you're not actually eating healthy, you're not actually getting your steps in, you're not actually, working on strength training, you got to take action too. And if you guys need any help or tips and tricks on that, we have a free fat loss guide that you can simply download and check out. It's going to be down in the description box down below, going over our 7 essential fat loss habits for success. And that's what we help our members with. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, leave a comment down below letting me know your biggest takeaway. And as always, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate that. This has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.